Hello, everyone! Welcome back to Misty Mountain Streaming. I'm the D&D Wannabe. My name is Rob. Look at these fellas here with me tonight. It is exclusively fellas on this fine evening. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. You know, just being a fella and stuff.
Yeah, like you do. You know, full-time fella.
Just gentlemaning around, you know.
I'm gonna need a second monocle. Sam, you look like you're somewhere else. Where you joining us from?
Right now, I am joining you from Seattle because we are currently in Emerald City Comic-Con at the Misty Mountain booth, just slinging some dice.
Ooh, all right. That's how the booth looks. It's got curtains.
Wow.
It is. It's a very intimate setting. We just bring you in. It's a secret showing. You know, like it's like kind of like a gem dealer, but for dice.
I have to say, you genuinely look like you might be coming to us from the afterlife. You just have this glow coming from behind you. Most everything is white.
I am wearing black again, so is this dark era again?
I suppose, probably. Oh.
I hope not. We won't go there today.
Well, guys, welcome back to the show. This is what has formerly been our search for the Spellforge night, but we found the Spellforge. Mission over, you know? Job done. And so, we have an all-new set of words up here on the banner this evening, and a new clue as to where we're going and what we're doing down in the middle of the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, we get to go to Warden. Oh, no.
Yeah. I genuinely thought, should I do Wards of Waterdeep or Wardens of Waterdeep? But I think this will be more appropriate as time might reveal. So yeah, we're staying in the Forgotten Realms. We're sticking with the Sword Coast, and we're transitioning from Hicksville and going to the big city with our characters. Katya is unable to join us tonight. D20 Tales stuff continues to rear its attractive head and detain her from joining us today. But she will be hopefully joining us in the coming weeks. Speaking of in the coming weeks, if you note beneath Levi, what is that large and impressive thing that's bigger than my head? It is GaryCon 15. Yeah. I'm glad you asked, Levi. Well, GaryCon, you see, is a convention for Dungeons & Dragons lovers, tabletop nerds, board gamers, and the like, celebrating the life and work of Gary Gygax, the father of this hobby, and put on by his son, Luke, and associated other peoples. We were invited this year to participate in the March to GaryCon, which is a set of streams leading up to the actual event, and several live-streamed games from the GaryCon stage at the convention March 23rd through 26th in the Grand Geneva Resort in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, where I will be going. Thank goodness, I am so excited.
That's so cool, man.
So if you want an autograph from Rob, you know where to go.
Joe Manganiello will be there, Mike Merles will be there, Elminster, Ed Greenwood will be there. Mine is not the autograph you want.
I was telling a friend about this today. I was like, yeah, man, we're going to be doing some stuff with GaryCon. And he's like, you guys could be the next Vox Machina. I was like, man, that would be so cool.
That
Probably
would be
not.
cool.
Man, I'll take it.
I'd have to start working out if I were going to be Travis, man. I need to start working out like 6 years ago. Certain things to know about this is you can join virtual gameplay for GaryCon, whether or not you're going to be able to attend. You can purchase a virtual badge online at play.garycom.com, and there's also some digital swag that will come with your virtual ticket. DM Jason Charles Miller, who I have met, who composed the Critical Role theme song, and who is a rock star in his own right, will be streaming live on the GaryCon Twitch channel Sundays at 1 Pacific, 3 Central, on the Sundays leading up to the show, the 5th, the 12th, and the 19th. And if you are looking to stay abreast of everything GaryCon, check out their social media. Garner is going to be posting emails and messages, so be sure to be on the lookout for any news related to that show, and I'm going to get to join them. I'm going to be on that stage and on their Twitch channel Friday night playing the Alien RPG, which I have never played before. I have homework to do, because I've only seen the first Alien movie, and I assume the rest of them are worth watching. I don't know, have y'all seen the other Alien movies? Am I missing out?
Yeah.
The later ones are really, really good. They go like hardcore prequel, like Origin of Man stuff, and it's really amazing. Like you wouldn't think that they could do that, but they do that. I love where they took it.
Hello to people in the chat. I see Payton is here, working and lurking and driving. Leo Yeager is here. James is here. Tonight, it's a 2 PC campaign. It is normally a more PC campaign. This is just kind of the hand we were dealt for this week. If the two of you would, let people know where they can find you on social media and anything that you've been up to. I really want to grab a cough drop before we start doing this, because allergies are still ruining me. I'll be right back.
All right. To be more entertaining, Sam, let's go rock, paper, scissors. Who's first? Winner goes first. Ready? One, two, three, shoot.
Go for it.
Okay. I was hoping we'd draw it out more. It didn't happen. Anyway, my name is Levi Mixon. I am sometimes a voice actor. Most lately, I have been doing my own little project called Consuite Media. It's where I interview voice actors and other guests and stuff at conventions. I'm now up to 7 total. Sorry, I'm reading the chat there. I'm up to 7 interviews total. I recently got to interview 2 of the voice actors from Blue Lock, so that was really stinking cool. I don't know if you know Blue Lock. I got to interview Drew Breedlove and Alex Home. They were really cool guys. They like to travel in pairs. So give them a like and a shout out. Their socials are their names, so they're pretty easy to find. I've also recently interviewed a fun vendor known as Tea with Iro. It's a bit of an experiential cosplay. So we get to actually get tea served to you like it's Iro's tea house. He's a really cool guy. Anyway, so that's me. You can find me at all my different socials, Consuite Media. And tell you what, in a second, I'm going to drop in my link tree that has all of my stuff. But yeah, if you just search Consuite.
You went all robot on us there, my friend.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, at all.
Is it good? Is it getting better? Is it getting worse?
We're okay right now. But anything you were saying at the end there, you might want to repeat.
Okay. I was going to say I have a link tree, which I'm pulling up real fast. And I'm gonna post it in the chat so you guys can follow any socials that I have that you would like to see. So.
Awesome. Sam, anything from you, sir?
Nope, I already spoke enough. I am Husbando Senpai. I have social medias that are very obscure, and because I don't get on them, they're updated by my wife. And I'm here to have fun with friends. Let's do this.
All right. Well, I don't see too much more point in delaying the inevitable. So, what do you say we get in there and play a little Dungeons and Dragons?
Dab on it.
Do this.
All right. If it sounds like I'm talking around a cough drop, I am.
Gotcha.
Perhaps it's better than me coughing.
All right, and that's me dropping my link tree now. So if anybody wants to follow some interviews with some celebrities, click on that link. We'll have a good time together.
So, Emannuel and Zentris. It has been a few days since you last left Phandalin. Parting ways with your paladin friend, and leaving behind your fairy friend for a day, following you hot on your heels, but not with you at the moment. And tempted by the offer made by your friend Halia Thornton, that, Zentris, there are things about yourself that you do not know and yet wish to. And with some money from your investment with Gundren Rockseeker's family, you are headed to Waterdeep down the high road. On your D&D Beyond character sheets, whatever gold value you currently have, toss another 100 on top of it.
Ooh.
Just
Money, 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 money.
more money should start coming in from the Rock Seekers as they manage to fix up the Spellforge and try and restore it to some of its former glory, get some tourism, and get some magic items actually pumping out of that place again. But for everything that you have gone through, some collections from the rest of the city that were able to be spared, and from the Rockseeker brothers themselves, the surviving ones, your pockets are a little bit more full. You were also given the cart. Acorn and Cinnamon, the two oxen, still big fans of yours, Emannuel, are pulling the cart down the high road towards the city of Waterdeep. Now, both of you, your characters, have been in Waterdeep before. Now, Zentris, most recently, you came from there. You basically only went to Neverwinter to turn around and go down to Phandalin on Gundren's behest. But it's been a little while since Emannuel has returned to where you grew up, to where you would call home.
Oh no, this is all going to happen today.
So, as you guys are traveling and you're taking the cart, you're traveling down one of the most populated roads between the city of Neverwinter and the city of Splendor. What are you doing? What's going through your minds? Paint the picture of your travel for me, somewhat.
Internally or externally?
Yes.
Okay. Sam, you or me first. What you got?
I'll let you go first, but are you driving or am I driving?
I mean, he's just kind of... He's
Okay.
used to driving. You know.
You don't have to drive Acorn and Cinnamon, Emannuel. They'll take you where you want to go.
I guess he's kind of gently just holding the reins because it's like, I don't know, like, you know, a fidget kind of thing. Just kind of keep himself occupied because the thought of returning to the city makes him nervous, and he's been contemplating the fact that he has a mask that can kind of mask someone's features.
Mm-hmm.
So he's thinking that might come in real handy today.
Zentris will probably just be in the back fiddling with his potions and stuff, trying to mix up his herbs to prepare potions and poisons and whatever might come up next, because he's just kind of a little flustered still, trying to figure out, like, Halia really threw him for a loop.
Sounds about right.
So it is getting to be mid-afternoon. The sun is still high, but it's on its way down, setting in the west across a gorgeous crystal ocean off to your right. You've been able to see the mountain for a while now, Mount Waterdeep, right on the edge of the coast. And now you are close enough that you can see, littered across the side of it, going down towards the cliffs on the far side of the City of the Dead, the City of Splendors, the crown of the North, Waterdeep. Waterdeep, to remind your characters and to inform our players and viewers, is perhaps the largest and most significant metropolitan city on the Sword Coast. It has a long and storied history that people have probably forgotten more about the city of Waterdeep than was ever known about many other cities. Go ahead and make history checks for me, the both of you. See what little tidbits you might remember.
Got my nifty little carrying case.
Oh wait, what have you got in there?
Oh, I've got doubles of just about everything, just in case.
Oh gosh, you got a mixed bag in there.
I sure do. I need to make sure my luck wasn't all poured into one.
I will say I've got the dice back from our finale last time, just in case I need to roll well again.
Oh no, no! Can we make it a sub goal that you don't use those?
Yeah, that's
no.
A good sub goal. What do we need? Total 9. Please get subscribers on the show now.
They make wonderful sounds when they kill people. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and try. That's only a 6. That's a 20. Okay, never mind. What did we get?
I have 17.
17's good.
9.
9. So even with a 9, you know some things about the Crown of the North, the City of Splendors. You know that it is ruled by, and it's this big intrigue within the city, that this city, part of the Lord's Alliance, is actually ruled by a cabal of masked individuals called Masked Lords. 16 of them. Nobody knows who they are. Their identities are kept secret, and they are replaced and elected from within. All decisions that matter in the city are made by this group of shadowy elites. They also have what is known as the Open Lord, a figurehead for the city, kind of in the situation of the Queen of England. You know, very little political power, very much social power. And the Open Lord relays the proclamations and the decisions made by the Masked Lords, and is the intermediary between them and the rest of the city. And that Open Lord, right now, is Laeral Silverhand. Now, with the 17, Emannuel, it's no surprise, you remember a few more things. Firstly, that one of the great features of this city are the walking statues. These immense, titanic statues that do not move any longer, but once could be called upon to defend the city and even have rampaged out of control through it, like kaijus once upon a time. And different people have different feelings about them now, but it's been so long since they've moved that people have carved out the insides and live inside of them, or built up businesses around their structures. You also remember clearly that the city is divided up into several wards, several different sections of the city with different reputations and functions. While you can find just about anything in just about any ward, there are certain ones that are more useful for certain things. For instance, you remember well the Sea Ward and the Field of Triumph there, where there is nobility, where there are palatial homes, and many of the temples to the gods featured in the city. You remember the City of the Dead, which is actually an immense park/cemetery. The name is far more foreboding than the actual place, which is used as a picnicking spot and a romantic getaway for young couples. You also remember that you're going to be coming into the Fields Ward when you enter the city from the north through the North Gate. And that this is a lower income, poorer, and less monitored section of the city than any other. There are more, and we will, rather than bore you with all the different wards at once, those are ones that particularly stand out to you. Also, with that number, you remember that currency is a little bit different in Waterdeep. They have their own special silver pieces, their own special copper pieces, their own special gold pieces, and they are called nibs, shards, dragons, and suns if you're fortunate enough to have platinum pieces around. And it has been, how long would you say it's been? It's been years since you've been here, hasn't it?
Good chunk. Good chunk.
Yeah. You also know that things change, life changes in Waterdeep pretty regularly. The Masked Lords could hand down essentially any edict they wished at any given time.
And have.
Yeah. Finally, the last thing that I'll give you with the 17 is the Griffin Cavalry. There's the City Watch and the City Guard. City Watch are the constables, the City Guard are the soldiers, and the City Guard is famous for an eyrie up on Mount Waterdeep, where roost many trained griffins, where a specialized unit of the City Guard can mount up and descend within minutes and be in any part of the city in force. It is perhaps the pride of the place. At any given moment, you could look up to see several armored and glimmering warriors astride these fantastic beasts, casing the city and making sure that everything is as it should be. Questions about anything I've said thus far?
No. Following
Nope.
so far.
Sounds
All right.
good to me.
Need to pull something up real quick. Bear with me. That is not what I typed. Come on. D&D Beyond.
Tell you while that's happening, I'll look to Zentris and I'll say, I'll relay most of those details to him for the, kind of just catch him up on it. I will assume that I would
A
have written
Griffin
letters back and forth.
Cavalry?
Huh?
A Griffin Cavalry?
Well, it's like their own personal guard. They're really good at protecting the city. Basically, don't mess with them. I don't know if they're the most powerful police force in the world, but there's not many that would beat them.
I wasn't going to anyways, but just more reason not to, I suppose.
Right, and they're pretty good chaps, at least last I saw. And out of character, I would assume that I would have written letters back and forth between mom and dad here and there just to keep up. But, just little current events here and there to fill in the gaps.
So have you been here before, Emmanuel?
Few times, one travels about.
Okay.
I was gonna say we should possibly make our way to the I've forgotten the word, the currency exchange, because they do have some special rules for about how money works around here. And they've got their own type, but they can. Yes, that was supposed to be smoother than I thought it was. Says they can switch out our coins for different things we need. Gonna make something, sell something, whatever. Stay in a hotel, whatnot. We could,
So should we exchange all of it, or just like half?
I'd say a nice chunk.
Okay.
And when we're leaving the city again, we'll swap out. But that's something we should probably look into today. If you're gonna, I don't know, get lunch, unless you plan on killing and hunting and camping, which we can. That's an option.
Easy meal sounds nice today.
Right, you could say we earned our supper.
Oh yeah, I'd like to honestly take a look around and see what the shops have to offer too.
You would both know, Zentris, you didn't get many expeditions away from the monastery while you were here, but there's a fabulously famous market in the Sea Ward where virtually anything under the sun can be found if you have the way to pay.
So I haven't been to the market much because I didn't get to escape, but I always wanted to check it out.
And the salary of a monk is probably not great.
Third.
Yeah.
I say I don't know if salary is even the word. Pittance?
I got my meals, and I got a nice bed, and I got my ass kicked very frequently. So
I think we all shared in that experience, if you recall.
Oh, okay.
But yes, if you want to see a market, this was pretty good. Just about keep you entertained for days.
It's nice seeing people, like normal people.
I know what you mean.
And you are seeing plenty of people. Now that you are getting close to the city, you have joined this queue going into the city. Lines of carts and caravans, merchants, pedestrians, all waiting to have their belongings checked, declared, and admitted into the North Gate. You spend some time here, and you begin to lose a little bit of the light. But it is still well before supper time as you are approaching the front of it. And you see that there is a team of people in different dress addressing the different comings and goings from the city of Waterdeep. There are these armored individuals, breastplates, half-plate, red garments beneath, with immense pikes that they are standing at attention. There's one of them who has set their pike aside to be able to write on a piece of parchment that they keep with them. And they are all flanked by these individuals just wearing layer upon layer of officious clothing with high collars in the colors of greens and oranges, who have blunt weapons kind of tucked on their belts or hanging over their shoulders or resting against their hip. These clubs with metal knobs on the ends. Both of you would be familiar with these distinctions. The armored individuals are the city guard, and then these unmistakable figures in the orange and green are members of the city watch. Again, and this was one of the hardest things for me to get, but I will try and be as clear as I can with it each time I use it. The guard is the army, the watch is the constabulary. And you are, each person going in is addressed by both groups. Coming from the city of Phandalin and with the cart, what all have you brought with you? Is there anything that you were worried about declaring?
No.
Basic supplies, I would think. I know we would have distributed the weapons before, so we shouldn't have anything extra other than like our personal supplies, some rations.
We have some magical a magical arrow. I know. Is there?
Yeah, that's true.
Anything I'm missing?
My magical sword.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a dagger of whispers, so there's that. I don't know if they'll care about it or not.
That's a wonder.
To be honest, I'm gonna play as I wouldn't have expected any of this, so I wouldn't have thought about it.
That's fair. Now, Waterdeep is a city where there's many wonderful magical things, so having magic items is not a bad thing, unless you think it's bad. And I just wanted to make sure that your characters were aware that they're probably going to find things on your person. And as you guys are heading into the city, a half-orc woman on foot, she's wearing simple leather armor, and she has this black scarf tied around her neck, just kind of hanging loosely. It's warm enough here that it's not really necessary for warmth. It says, "First time?"
Been here before.
Ah, good. Nothing worse than out-of-towners.
Yeah, they're the worst.
So where are you headed?
Oh, just the general marketplace. Maybe some lunch for the day. Mostly got some time to kill. Figured we'd come to one of the greatest cities in the world.
Well, of course, and right you are to do so. Which ward are you heading for? Where are you getting lunch? Yawning Portal? Skewered Dragon?
You know, we haven't really decided. You got any recommendations?
Oh, Yawning Portal if you haven't been.
Put that at the top of the list then. What do you think? I look to you.
Look over and be like, anything sounds good to me. As long as it's not a live chicken, that's fine with me.
Right. Mostly looking to relax. Kind of a bit of a stressful time lately, you know.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Yawning Portal might be not be the spot to relax in. There's always something going there.
Ooh. All right.
That's what you get when you have a tavern with a hole down to Undermountain.
Ooh. Love a good tavern. Especially one in the mountain. Sounds good.
Wouldn't mind a show as long as I'm not a part of it.
Yeah.
No guarantees there. She kind of punches you on the leg, Emannuel, as you're kind of driving around. Just like, you never know what's gonna happen. Last time I was there, Sturges came up, started attacking everyone in the bar, and then a troll in the middle of the tavern. Luckily, it's the kind of place that attracts the kind of people who know how to deal with that sort of thing.
Right.
You see this one? That was the troll. Right there. Still got it. She's pointing to a scar on her neck.
Right, I'll bet he didn't walk away, did he?
No. Well, he started to. We put him down, then he got back up, and we put him down, and he got back up, and then Durnan started shouting, "Fire, you idiots! Fire!" And, then we all started, well, anyway, you had to be there. It was a good time. Anyway, I don't mean to keep you. Very nice to meet you both. Hope to bump into you again.
Right, I'm sure it'll happen, you know, in or out, one way or the other.
Have a great day. I appreciate it.
and she will start meandering her way and kind of weaving through the crowd, trying to make it towards the front of the line that you guys are still waiting in. As you guys are hanging out here, throw me a perception checks, would you?
Uh-oh.
10 plus something. Hold on. I gotta add.
Oh, I guess.
4. Oh, 14. Not bad.
14.
Where are you?
Did you lose your dice already?
I did, but I'm not worried about it. So that's a 25.
A 25. Awesome.
Well, shit.
You caught a sense of something, and as the orc is walking away, the half-orc rather, that punch to Emmanuel's leg was pretty close to his pocket, and you thought you saw her hand open for a second.
Manuel, check your pockets.
Do I find anything missing?
You don't find anything missing. You find more than was there before.
Oh, good lord. I gently pull out whatever the hell I'm going to look at.
So there is a black handkerchief in your pocket now. And it's a little bit heavy. There's something inside, and it makes a crackling sound as you touch it, and you pull it apart, and wrapped in paper within the handkerchief is a golden amulet in the shape of a crescent moon with a ruby inside the vacant space. Whole thing's probably that big.
Arcana knowledge, I would think, here.
You can roll if you wish.
Is that the best one to roll for here?
It depends on what you're trying to determine.
What it is? It's history, maybe? Or history check? No, something. I need to know what this thing is.
Just roll your intelligence.
7 plus... My intelligence is 0, so I have a 7.
Okay.
Can I help?
If you want, sure.
So what, just adding my intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's plus 0, so... So that's a 1.
Oh, you guys are looking at it. There's nothing about it that just screams magic or a wealth of history. You're not even sure, like, is it Elven? Is it Dwarven? Is it from around here? Is it from the east? What you can say is it's probably valuable.
Are we still not up to the checkpoint area yet?
Not quite. No, you're close.
Okay.
There's
I'll turn
2-3 people ahead of you.
Be like, Manuel, it's a setup.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you want me to just toss it in the woods?
Well, the problem is, are they going to be watching if we do that? We only have about a minute to figure it out quick. Shit. I'm like doing math as my
mental
character.
gymnastics. Yep.
Can I use my sleight of hand to see if I can just drop it while we're moving, just so it slides down the cart onto the ground?
Yeah, you just want to ditch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad. It feels like a trap.
I have 3 dice here. I'm just going to give the busy people kind of watching the people in line 1 roll. And I'm going to give 2 rolls to idiots around you in line who don't have a very good modifier.
Okay.
So you're going to roll, and that's the 3 people who are the 3 rolls I'm giving to see who sees anything, if anyone. Do you want to roll first, or do you want me to roll first?
You roll first. I
roll
want
first?
to hear. Yeah.
No roll.
I want to hear what I have to hit.
Okay. So, either way, the number you have to beat is an 18. If you get an 18 or less, multiple people see this happen. Because no one's got anything better to do but watch you in line. But you're a dexterous guy, so sleight of hand just to casually dispose of it.
Come on, Sam, you could do this.
All right, my stealth is plus 6, so...
Not your stealth now, sleight of hand. You asked for sleight of hand.
Oh, okay, sleight of hand, so 3.
Ooh.
I'll take it. Not as good, but...
You know what? You're in on this together. Let's have, because of missing people and overlays and magic, I don't have inspiration for these guys right now. I don't even think I have the stuff turned on. So, Emannuel, do you want to maybe give him, like, do something a little distracting or call some attention away and try and give him a hand with this?
I have an idea. I said, I whispered to him, I says, I'm going to cause a distraction. You use this. And I'm going to get up and reach for, like, my food bag, and I'm going to trip and fall over and look like I hurt my arm. Like, ow! Ow! Like, just like funny bone hit.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
It's going to look very embarrassing and whatnot. I'm like, ready? 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Okay, and so as he falls, I'm just going to throw it in the opposite direction as far as I can. Just yeet.
So let's do this. Before we find out if it gives you advantage or not, performance check from Emannuel. Just get it better than a 10. 10 or better on performance. And if you get 10 or better, advantage to Zentris.
10.
It's perfect. Why waste the effort? Just do the minimum that's required.
Ow, fuck! And I'm making some noise. I'm like, son of a... Ow!
All right.
That's great.
So,
Why did
so I've got advantage.
Advantage, you have it.
All right, where's my other D20? We're rolling at the same time. Just for wait, no. There it is.
I'm assuming somebody's like seems like, oh man, you okay, buddy? Hey,
Oh yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah, they're like the person in front of you in line, the person behind you in line are like craning their heads out. One of the guards is actually starting to walk towards you just to make sure they have a view of the situation. How'd it go?
I got an 18 plus 3, so that's a 21, sir.
A 21. At the moment that Emannuel starts yelling, your hand slides out and back in just a moment, and you have discarded this very valuable bauble to the side of the road.
Can I remember where it's at for later, though? Or will I be able to see where it was, like, I threw it, or was it just so haphazard that I won't?
I'll say you know where, like, the area, right?
Okay.
Like, if you want to come back here and be in front of the guards searching around in the dirt for something later, you know which patch of dirt to be searching around in.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect.
All right, so a guardsman walks up to you with that 11-foot pike and approaches you, Emannuel, and says, everything all right there, son?
I hit the funny bone. I'm fine. Ow, son of a bitch. I'll be fine. I'm fine. God damn.
Oh, Emmanuel, you silly.
I've been there. I'm sorry to hear. I know that spot.
Yeah, why do they call it a funny bone? I'm not laughing about it.
I suppose someone had a sick sense of humor. Enjoyed watching others and being uncomfortable. Maybe. Best I can
best
figure.
I've heard.
That's a humorous joke there, sir.
Give him inspiration.
I've never been accused of being funny.
And I look at Zentris, even though I found it funny. I look at him just like, what, really? Really?
If you would, sir, when you have collected yourself, rejoin the queue.
Right. Sorry about that. Don't mean to hold anyone up here today. Come on, let's go. I'm fine. And I hop back in the cart.
As this has happened, the line has rather progressed, and you guys are now up to the front. A halfling waddles up in this audacious green and orange outfit and looks up at you from 3 feet tall, and Emmanuel's a big guy, and he's sitting on top of a cart, and it's just very much... Hey. Welcome to Waterdeep. Anything to declare?
Let's see. I've got a fun dagger. I've got this broken arrow, but it is glowing. Don't know what it does yet. Don't ask. No idea. Got some food.
Got
Does
a
that count?
sword?
Oh yeah, he's got a sword.
Weapons are permitted within the city limits, but keep them to yourselves, please.
Right, absolutely.
Have you been to Waterdeep before?
Just
scribbling as he goes. Excellent. You are familiar with the code legal?
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
Excellent. Would you require a a copy for your own uses? We'd rather you be informed.
Actually, that's a good idea. It's been a few years.
Right.
He
He reaches back and snaps his fingers, and one of his attendants, also in the green and orange, walks over with that big steel helmet and hands you a folded bit of parchment. If you guys look in the Discord, there is a link to Waterdeep's Code Legal for you to peruse when you have time at the break, if not sooner. Doesn't wait for you to go over it, just make sure that you have it. What is your business in Waterdeep? Business? Pleasure? How long will you be staying?
Pleasure, day or two, 3 maybe. I mean, I guess it could be up to a week, but we won't be very long.
We're just really trying to find more work and seeing where we want to go from here.
Excellent. What sort of work are you in, sirs?
Adventuring. We help those.
Enough said. Lots of your type in here.
That's why we're here.
Excellent. If I could just record the names, please.
And internally, Emmanuel goes, fuck.
Zentris.
Is it just Zentris?
Oh,
It's fine if it is. If there's anything else, I need to put it.
No, yeah, I guess that's it. I never thought about that. I'll have to think about that. But go on. So yeah, Zentris for now.
Yeah, maybe drink about it later. Zentris, you got it. And you, sir.
Emmanuel contemplates lying for a second, but he just knows that's going to bite him in the ass later. He goes, and he kind of leans in a little bit, kind of sheepishly goes, Emmanuel Longhorn.
Emmanuel Longhorn. Squints up at you. You know, that's a popular last name in the city. Starts scribbling.
Right, I've heard that, yeah. Yeah, I've met a few.
Right. You know, they have, there's a pretty influential family in the city with that last name, over in the Seaward. Have you been?
I haven't been in that part of town in quite a long while.
Well.
Oh.
Check out the Fields of Triumph. You might, if nothing else, you'll hear a lot of people screaming your name, friend. Ha nice.
Well, I prefer a quieter scene, honestly.
North Ward type. Well, at least you won't have far to go. Right, well, anything else I need to know, gentlemen? And he kind of is already putting the pen away.
Can't think of anything.
No.
Excellent. Well, welcome to Waterdeep. And he bows lightly at the waist and steps aside from Acorn's flank, allowing you to pass in.
All right.
Passing underneath the large auspices of the North Gate, you find yourselves in Waterdeep's northmost ward, which is oddly not the northern ward, it is the Field Ward. This, as I mentioned before, is a lower income, underdeveloped part of the city, still within the protection of the city's walls, but where less desirable folk find more affordable lodging. In fact, were it not for the gold jingling in your pockets, this might, days ago, have been where you yourselves might have found lodging. But you are now, perhaps, able to afford a finer standard of living. The streets here, though cobbled, the stones are far between. Streets are muddy, unkempt, and the folk walking through are tending to stick to the main road, going directly from here and into the city proper. And the folk to your right and left in the streets and alleys that call the Fields Ward home are dressed simply, practically, and not altogether cleanly. That said, as you are passing in through the gate, give me a perception check.
Come on, Sam. We could do this. That is a 6 total. I'm not rolling good tonight.
Don't worry, I must be distracted too, because that was 10 for me.
A 10. Okay.
Better than a 6.
The crowd is hustling and bustling about you. Folk are coming and going, and even though the queue is a little bit slower coming in through the gate, there's also people coming out, and you're kind of trapped in the traffic, as it were, heading south into the rest of the city. And it is just kind of a sea, or stream, perhaps is a better way of putting it, as folk are coming and going without a lot of room for the cart to move. Is it your intention to go with the flow, or try and get out of this, or what is your immediate plan?
Does it look like they're kind of running into us, like there's a problem, or can we just kind of follow traffic?
You can kind of follow traffic. If you don't follow traffic, it is going to take some doing. You know, it's like you're in the middle lane of a interstate and trying to decide where you want to go.
I'll look at Z and I'll say, I said, I'm not sure where this is going, but I think it would take longer to go against the grain. What say you?
Follow the crowd and see where it takes us, and hopefully we don't get turned around too much.
Right, it's a bit of leisure, you know, we're having fun.
Sightseeing, you know, I never got to really see it like through my new eyes, you know, like.
Mm-hmm. I think my general goal is. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think our general goal is like to the marketplace, because, you know, he wants to check it out. I'm sure we could find something valuable.
Yeah. All right. Well,
What do
then you are going in the right direction for sure, if that's your goal.
Good.
What should we do with the cart? Because I feel like if we can maybe put it somewhere that maybe you and me walking around would be a little bit easier.
Most inns come with a stable and the ability to keep lodging, including for cart, buggy, and animals. So if we just find a good place to stay for the night, I'm sure they'll be well fed and washed, taken care of in general.
You want to do that first, and then we can mosey on from there. Go maybe find a drink.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. What was it they said was the good, like the nice part of town where they could stay?
If you were looking for a little bit of a quieter scene, that would be the North Ward.
Okay. Let's say we're generally heading that way.
As you guys are having this discussion about what to do with the cart, by the way, you feel the cart's balance shift, and you look behind you, and a dwarf is sitting cross-legged on the back of your cart with a stubby half of a cigar, and takes a long puff. I hear you're looking to sell a cart!
Sorry, not selling. We're looking for a place to keep one for the evening, at least.
Keep one? What do you need one for? This thing's practically empty as it is. It's just conveyance. You can't take this thing around the city. There's horses for that. There's carriages for that. There's rides for that. And there's plenty of long and romantic walks for the two of you to go upon. You don't need a cart in the city of Waterdeep.
Why do you need a cart in the city of Waterdeep?
I don't need a cart. I need an opportunity.
So do we, oddly enough. So, what's your name?
My name is Dalrath Stoutson, son.
Zentris, pleasure to meet you.
Right.
Zentris, too long to say. Zinni, that's you. Zinni, I'll give you, 50 gold for this card. How does that sound? I know, it's far too much, but you seem like a nice kid.
Well, how much are you paying for the oxen? Because if it's 50 for the cart, how much for the oxen? Because they ain't coming cheap.
What do I need oxen for? Well, you know what? I know a lad who can sell some oxen. So, perhaps, let me have a look there. Let me look on D&D Beyond, see how much an oxen would be worth.
I'll lean over to Emannuel and be like, do you want to sell it?
No, not really.
Okay.
Sure. Like, I'm imagining Cinnamon and Acorn are looking back like, the fuck he say?
So you know what? 50 gold again for the big one. 40 for the little fella.
Well, first with my teammate over here, and he's not really looking to sell, but I do appreciate opportunities and knowledge of people. Do you happen to
You've
know...
met the right dwarf then, my friend.
Do you know of any interesting opportunities that happen to be arising around the city by chance?
What sort of opportunities are you looking for? Investment opportunities? No, lots of those. Are you an entertainer? Are you a singer? A dancer? Perhaps a singer and a dancer?
I don't know how much about what my friend needs, but I'm looking for a little bit more holier.
Holier.
I'm looking
Expound upon that.
I'm looking for knowledge more than I am anything.
Son, the best knowledge I ever gained in my life is at the bottom of the glass. And if you need that sort of knowledge, I've got plenty of places that I could recommend. Otherwise, maybe the towers? You looking for history? Looking for arcanum? Speak up, son. You're wasting my time, Zinni. I like you, though. Good kid.
Trying to word what to say. I'm looking for lineage of a god from another world.
Say what? A god from another world? Our gods are from other worlds, son. That doesn't narrow it down too much. But you have some heavy thoughts upon you. That is not exactly old Dalrau Stoutson's area of expertise. Perhaps you want to go inquiring around the temples.
That's all. That's perfect. That's all I need to know.
Seaward, go to the market, head west, hit the Field of Triumph, and go north. There's a big walk with plenty of godly folks. All the way up and down that coast. Very scenic, nice place.
Sounds great.
How about you, son?
I'm honestly just along for the ride, and well, I like my cart the way it is, so we'll keep it for now. Thank you for the offer. It's very generous.
Absolutely. Dalrath Stoutson never refuses a helping hand. And speaking of helping hands, and he holds his out towards you, nothing comes for free in the city of splendors, my friend.
So what's your going rate for, let's see, whatever it is, the services you're providing? What do you think you are, a tour guide or something?
Actually, that is one of the many services that Dalrath Stoutson might provide.
Let's see, last time I knew it was a nice copper for a good tip. Sound about right?
Whatever you believe is fair, good sir. Whatever your generous heart can feel free to spare.
Just remember Zenny, and I'll drop a gold in his hand.
He is excited initially by the glimmer, and then his countenance darkens. What is this? Haven't you got any dragons, son? This isn't the currency of the realm.
Oh, right, yes. We haven't.
Didn't you just see we just walked in here?
I'll tell you what. That's another thing old Stoutson can help you with. He puts the coin back in your hand. Says, if you need to get your currency changed around, Stoutson knows the place. Turn left, up there where you see the sign with the dove, left there.
Okay. Left, Emmanuel, if that's what you want to do.
Well, it is going to have to happen sooner or later. One way or the other, we'll have to get some coin.
Here, real quick, do you mind if I just have a word with my buddy real quick?
Not at all. And he kind of leans back on your cart and starts enjoying the sky and taking drags on his cigar.
All right, Emmanuel, I already tried being really weird, and I don't know what else to do to get rid of this guy other than be mean. So, can you help? I don't know. I would like to keep going, but I don't know what else to say.
All right, give me just a few seconds because I already got an idea.
Because like this is Zentris going like, I don't talk to people. I don't know people. This guy just came up out of nowhere, and I just kind of just talking to him, but I don't know what to say. Like,
is there a law about panhandling or loitering in the city?
Not exactly. No.
Ooh.
In fact, there's a lot of folk who make their good livings off of tourism, offering cab fare throughout the city, advice, even giving directions. simple things that would be known to people who are accustomed to the city that could be confusing to others can earn someone change here and there enough to make a living.
Tell you what, let me go for a perception roll. Do I see anything particular about this guy? I'm gonna see if I can spot any laws he's breaking based off of his clothing and whatever, anything else about him.
Okay. Let's do investigation.
Nice. That is a 13 plus. No, that's flat out 13. Anything I can easily discern from him?
Let's see. If you... The closest thing he's doing is disturbing the peace of a single of two individuals, which would be a crime against a citizen. But he's not assaulting, or blackmailing, or damaging, or murdering, or robbing, or using magic to influence someone, which is a big thing here, by the way.
Interesting.
No, he's being quite forward, but not breaking any laws.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was also one I'm kind of reaching for because he's so shifty, and he's shifty. I was wondering if he might have been involved in any form of either theft or tomb robbing, because he seems like the kind of guy who would dig through a grave for some gold teeth.
Before anything, I'll just lean back and be like, have you heard anything about a necklace?
A necklace? You don't seem the type for finery, son. Like, you looking to buy? You looking to sell?
No, we came across an odd gold and ruby necklace, and I just didn't know if maybe that had any certain of importance.
If you have a gold and ruby necklace, son, I'll take that off your hands right now.
I can get back to you on that because it's not in my possession at this time, but I'll know where I can bring it when I need it.
You can throw out an insight check if you wish. That seems to be kind of the direction you're heading.
I need to put my lucky dice away today. So, insight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's an 8.
An 8? I thought you said they were your lucky dice.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, oh no, I don't have any other d20s with me. Okay, tonight's gonna be rough, guys.
No, this guy seemed excited to get his hands on a gold necklace. Like, he honestly seems a little crushed that you don't have it on you right now.
Okay. So, are you a good person to go to for things that need to be sold that might not have necessarily passed hands through people who shouldn't have passed hands through?
Sir. Now, I like you, but there's only so much that I can take. I believe you are impugning my honor with such allegations.
I am not impugning.
I am a reputable businessman. I'm an entrepreneur, you see.
And I see a man who knows opportunity when he sees it.
Says, you know what, son? I really like the cut of your jib, and just because of that, I'm not going to go back to the Watchmen and tell them what you are insinuating. But I do like a man with a mind for business.
Okay.
Says, there we are. And he points, and kind of nestled between two buildings is this 10-foot-tall storefront. Stark white, stands out from everything else around it. That has kind of these painted symbols of the different denominations of currency of Waterdeep. And the word changers written in 4 languages beneath them, some of which you may read. It's Common, Dwarven, Halfling, and Elven. It says, they'll be the fellows. You get your money changed with them, and I will accept whatever you feel like giving me.
If you want, Emmanuel, I'll stay with the cart if you want to take some of my gold and exchange it for me.
Sure, I'll get a nice pile of that going.
Okay.
And I look at him kind of with a knowing look of like, watch yourself. I don't say it, but that's my face, kind of like, hmm?
Nod my head. And I give you about 50 gold.
Sounds fair enough. I'll switch it out for you.
Okay.
I take it from him and I start heading inside.
Okay. There's no door, there's no entrance or anything. It seems to be a facade with a window, as it were. And there is you believe him to be a gnome, but if it is a gnome, this is one of the tallest, lankiest gnomes you have seen. Still shorter than a human, but the pointed ears and the narrow features kind of give him away as being abnormal in some sense. But dressed well, kind of black attire, sleeves down to his wrists, just set with elbows on the edge of the counter, kind of casually smiling at people as they walk by, and makes eye contact with you coming his way. Good afternoon, dear sir. How may I help you?
I'm gonna finish this cookie off real fast here.
Oh, take your time, sir. I'm a bit peckish myself. I have these Samoas here if you would like some.
Actually, that's one of the few I cannot eat.
Ah, yeah, coconut.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I said, actually, and I kind of closed the gap between me and this gentleman. And I says, well, two things. One, clearly I need to, exchange some currency. We're new in town.
You have come to the right place.
Actually, and secondly, there's seems to be a dwarfish fellow out there who's mildly harassing us. Don't know if he seems familiar. I don't know if you could see the gent over my shoulder.
It is a tall shoulder, but I will try. Yes, I've seen him before. You just coming in, are you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I feel he's a bit of a grifter and somewhat of a pickpocket. I've checked my pockets twice, still been stolen yet. But he won't stop trying to buy things or sell things from or to me. Stop.
I can't say that we have personally interacted very often. However, I do get the sense that he interacts with newcomers to the city and tries to direct them to points of interest. He has led many a person to my shop before.
Right, probably to change money and give it to him. Seems quite insistent that we owe him something. Not sure why. Mostly he's been quite annoying.
Welcome to Waterdeep, my friend. It is a city of open hands, outstretched and palm up.
Right, and I hand him my sacks of gold. It says, any advice on what would be best to stop him or get rid of him?
Well, I will say, if you are interested, sir, there's a fairly new way of handling your currency here in the city. You seem as though you've been here before, am I right?
Yes, I've traveled a bit,
Unfortunately, pickpocketing has become something of a rampant spree as of late. I'm very sorry to tell you. As such, folk have refrained from carrying around large sums of money on their person, especially adventurous types, which by your attire you appear to be, who are transient and don't wish to leave their belongings in a room whose lock could be picked, or in a pocket which could be picked. Banks have been established throughout the city, and now folk carry notes, which are redeemable for currency at any of many locations throughout the wards, rather than inviting theft in such a manner.
Is there a security feature to stop the notes from being stolen?
Well, as you do know, or I should hope you remember, these notes are tied to the Open Lord's personal security, and they have many magical features I will confess that I do not fully understand. For instance, you know how the captain of the watch's badges vanish and return to her? I won't even pretend that I understand, and it does make it quite difficult to explain, but your signature will be required and then compared to other signatures that we have collected before any transaction is made on your behalf.
Sounds like a grand idea. I like that.
Can I hear any of that?
That's up to you.
For me,
Did you come along, or are you trying to keep
No, I'm still
Delra
at
at
the
the
car.
way?
I'm going to catch you up on all this. Like, I don't want that cart left alone because I don't trust that little dude.
No, I was just going to say, I was like, if I was a part of it, it'd be like, is my credit score high enough? Or, like...
Rob's probably isn't. But if you've been in the city before and you are already being accosted by people that you do not trust, this seems like the perfect feature for you.
Right,
if you'd prefer, I could simply exchange the currency, or we could begin your account with a deposit if you'll be staying in the city for any length of time, and then I could prepare for you one of these checks.
Gotcha. Let's say out of game that I do have an account.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, history.
Well, this is a recent feature adapted.
Okay.
Is what he's telling you. This wasn't a thing you heard of when you were here before. Apparently, it's what this nameless individual is telling you is that this is a new venture in response to a crime spree.
Yes. Well, I'll go ahead and make the decision for my friend. Let's go ahead and have two. One for me, and you open one up for a chap out there. We'll tag out in a minute.
Absolutely, I can prepare that. So, and in case that you wish to have some currency for offering street urchins, how much do you wish to deposit, and how much do you wish to have changed?
Let's say for in this case for mine, I'm going to go ahead and deposit my lump sum. Let's say 50 gold coins. We're going to turn that into notes.
Okay.
Actually, for security purposes, it's probably better if I convert the whole thing, because if they steal it, it'll pop back up in my pocket. I'm going to take my entire lump sum, which is 140 gold.
140? Do you want anything in change or all deposit?
All deposit.
All right.
Nobody can steal it.
You got it.
Got insurance. Or you don't try.
So he accepts the money from you, and he hands you checks that are about that big.
Like a check.
Yeah, they have plenty of space in there to be written out, and there's a very clear, space for the date, space for the transaction, anything that you could possibly wish to note. There is room on this, and it has this wonderful little filigree with a Waterdevian crest down in the bottom right, featuring the crescent upturned and lower moons. Which you can see down there, actually, I think.
I see the symbol, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Isn't it, though? Freaking cool! He says, now, by end of business today, the deposit will be made, and those notes will be good for whatever you wish.
Right. Sounds good to me.
I very much thank you, Mr. And he looks at your signature. Longhorn, was it?
Yeah.
Well. Not every day that we have a person such as you honoring my humble little stall. I will have to tell Mrs. Longbottom about this when I get home.
Right. If you could keep that between, I don't mind you telling your wife.
Oh, I understand. Discretion, absolutely, sir.
Especially he doesn't know, and I don't care.
Mum is the word. And he slides
Appreciate that.
the checkbook towards you and takes the money and places it under the table.
And I preemptively say, here's, that man, this is his name is Zentris. Go ahead and start opening an account. I'll send him right over.
Any last name?
None so far. He's an Asimar. They're very singular in nature.
How delightfully unusual. He starts scribbling.
Suits the city, doesn't it?
It does. You're not incorrect there, sir. And it's very much so for the adventuring types. It's more about the brand than the family.
Right, it's very true. Well,
Unless your family is the brand, as you would know.
Well, you're not wrong.
Well, thank you for your patronage, sir. I'm ready for your friend.
Yes, I'll go tap him out. And I, kind of nod off to him there, and I start walking out. It says, Z, they've got a nice setup for you there. They need to go talk to you about it real quick.
You know, son, if you're not willing to sell me the entire cart, I'd pay for just one of those wheels.
And I'm assuming
Emannuel, I will let you know. He slowly grows on you, so be careful. And I will just walk off and go towards the bank.
Are you a smoker, son? I have several. So, opens up a coat and has, a bandolier of cigars inside of the face of the coat as Zentris is walking away.
And so Emannuel rolls up and kind of leans on the cart, stares at him, and he says, now listen, dear little friend, here's how it's going to go down. You've made your offers. We've rejected your business. And it's time for you to move on. And if you don't accept that, let's just say I have friends in high places. And he thumbs quietly at his medallion that does have a symbol from his father on there.
I'm going to see. He's as well informed as he pretends to be. Well, I see that I'm not wanted. Don't let it be said that Dalrath Stoutson gave up easily. But sir, you drive a hard bargain. And I will have you... And I'll have you know that in spite of this discourtesy, if you ever need me, you know where to find me, right here by the North Gate. I hope you have a wonderful evening. In spite of yourself. Thank you very much.
You have a fantastic day, sir. Enjoy yourself.
He reaches up, and he doesn't have a hat on, but he doffs his hat, and then you realize he's wearing a toupee, and he, doffs the toupee, puts it back on, gets it quite askew, and then waddles off of your cart.
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming you guys are going to have your scene explaining how the bank thing works.
So you see, in response to recent pickpocketing epidemics, this system has been instituted. Now, what would you like changed, and what would you like to deposit?
This is all just a lot. So it could be okay. Sure. We'll go with. I'll deposit 100, and then I will exchange 15 gold.
Okay. Would you like that all back in dragons, or perhaps some shards? Or I'm sorry, in gold pieces, or silver, or copper pieces?
Yeah, I would like them in lower denominations, so that way just distribute it out evenly.
Absolutely. Never put all your eggs in one basket, Miss Longbottom tells me.
Sounds like a smart woman.
Is in evidence by everything except her choice of husband, I'm afraid. He begins making up.
You sound like an intelligent man to me, sir.
Well, I very much appreciate it. And yourself as well. And he sets a kind of comically oversized checkbook on the desk in front of you. He takes a copy of your signature and puts it below the desk, takes your money from you, and begins counting out dragons, shards, and nibs back out to you. He's going to give you 5 back in gold. He's going to give you 50 silver, and he offers to give you 500 copper pieces, but that seems too much. So he'll think better of it. He will give you 100 copper pieces, which is tantamount to a gold, and he will slide you back 4 more dragons, 4 more gold.
Okay.
That should prepare you for virtually any transaction, and folk throughout the city will, of course, be able to accommodate your denominations as well, now that you're paying in the correct currency.
Now, I do have a question.
Ask away, sir.
What if, for some odd reason, I end up passing? What happens to the rest of the money in my notes?
If you would like to make preparations for how your money should be distributed after the unlikely and unfortunate cause of your own demise, sir, says you will have to visit one of our larger locations and set up beneficiaries.
Okay. Can I just tell you to just give it to that guy if it happens, to just transfer it over to his monetary notes?
It is slightly unusual, sir, but I will make a note of it in reference to your account.
Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. Will there be anything else, sir?
Nope. Other than you having a great day.
And same to yourself. Thank you very much. And he begins to take the gold from your transactions and turns and begins to kind of sort and stow them from his immediate counter. And as you return to the cart, it seems that Dalrath has disappeared.
Oh, you got rid of him?
Well, I'm a very nice and polite person, but when I've been asked too many times with the same answer, I get a little less polite.
You got to teach me how to do that.
It's a learned skill, honestly, but we'll work on it.
Okay.
And normally speaking, Emmanuel wouldn't be this kind to anyone, but he could see how very innocent you are in just about all the ways of the world, and it just makes him, feel for you. And he's like, somebody's got to watch this guy.
It's just lighthearted and just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, just kind of see how the world brings him.
So how about that system they've got there?
Let's go get a drink.
Absolutely. Say we cut to the hotel and get our room or whatever.
Well,
yeah.
I will ask you. I know that you guys as the players are not intimately familiar with the city of Waterdeep, but your characters know some spots. Like, this is not either your first time here. So are you looking to go to... You mentioned going to the market. That is an option. If you continue past the market is the Yawning Portal, which you've heard of before and has been referenced by Dalrath as a place that you could go. There are any number of stops if you're just going to a place to get dinner and a drink as soon as possible. You wouldn't even have to leave the Fields Ward for that. Pardon me. Or if you're looking for somewhere to set up for the night, you could do that as well. You also need to find some method by which to help Nia find you when she comes into town tomorrow.
Good point.
Is there any city guard nearby?
Always.
Always?
Even if you don't see them immediately, some asking around, some looking around will yield one.
I would just walk up to one and just be like, excuse me, sir, I have a question.
Yes, how can I help?
We have a friend that might be coming into town here soon, and we just want to figure out if there's a way to send word to them or them to us anyway. Once they arrive.
Well, it's not very much a question for the guard, I'm afraid. If you wish, however, there are many folk who tend to loiter around such places as the gates, with very little to do other than to make some quick coin. If you wished to leave a message with one of them, perhaps make it worth their while, that could be a way of conveying the message. You could, I suppose, procure some magical means. If you have a arcanely inclined acquaintance, or perhaps could purchase the service from one of the many mages in the city to be able to communicate with someone somewhere. You could also, if they are at a destination, I suppose you could put a letter in the post.
Well, that was more options than I probably know what to do with. So I appreciate your wealth of knowledge, and I will drop some shards in his hand.
I appreciate. Not necessary, my friend. I'm sufficiently compensated by the city.
No, well, I just always try to appreciate the person who's always offering help. So.
If I might recommend, if you have no other plans, you may simply wait at the gate for your friend if you have an idea of the time that they would arrive.
Would we?
Roughly.
Okay, we'll roll with that when that comes then. All right. Well, we've got time on our hands, and I'll discuss with my friend the finer points of tipping around here.
Well, as you wish. The generosity and the gesture are both appreciated.
Absolutely. All right, as we start to walk away, I kind of shimmy my arm around Zentris, like, all right, so there's a few things we're going to have to talk about.
I just feel bad. I just want to give everyone money. Like, I don't have a need.
That is...
Like,
there are things in the world that we can fix, and flashing money causes bigger problems. Gents like that Dalroth fellow tend to multiply very quickly the more people show flashy things, so you're going to want to be a bit more discreet about that in the future. And just for the record, the city guard is paid very well. They really don't have much of a need for extra compensation.
okay. Well, I will just follow your lead then.
All right. Yeah, I was about to say, if you see me tipping at a place, always tip your servers if you're at a bar or a restaurant or something like that. Tip your bellman.
Okay.
If somebody's taking care of your horse, good place to give a tip. Basically, if you're already giving a goods in exchange service with an official employee, it's always a good idea to throw a little extra on for someone you are directly paying. That's a good, rule of thumb.
See, that's what I thought, but I felt like maybe I was doing it too much. But we'll see.
Right, we'll figure it. It's a bit of practice. We'll figure it out.
All right, now let's go get some lodging.
Right then. Wait.
All right.
What was the answer?
Do you have like a kind of place you wish to stay? Do you wish for a little more private, a little more affordable, or a little more fun? What's the priority here?
Go for fun, as long as they have good lodging.
Yeah, I go as long as I can get a bath.
Right.
All right. Let's say then, you'll pardon me.
I'll turn to Emannuel and be like, so we've never really had much leisure time. What do you do for fun?
Well, I mean, I very much enjoy archery. There is the whole hunting in the woods thing, but we're not there. There is a bit of a theatre life here. If you're into fights, there's a whole network of places. They mentioned that earlier. The what is it? I forgot it already. The Freedom Frontier, I think you said.
And yeah, the bar,
Field of Triumph is a good place. Yeah, so there's the Field of Triumph. There's a lot of things that happen there. It's a bit adventurous, but it's sometimes it's killing, sometimes not. But that's a good one. There's a nice. It's kind of centered around the market. It's a bit of a centered hub for what it is. So that's something to check out if you like violence.
Show me what you like. Like, I want to see. I spent my whole life training to fight. Like, I can do that any day. So
That's true, right? You know what? There was a bar I used to. I didn't drink at it, of course, but I couldn't drink back then. We could always go for a pint. Rob,
I'll always go for milk shots.
How dare you? I'm gonna say, Rob, if you'll just insert a name of the bar that would have been affiliated there, we'll just go with that as the title.
So let's do this because this sounds fun.
Rob drops a troll in front of us.
So you remember me mentioning those large moving statues that you would that now they're sedentary, but the walking statues of Waterdeep are something of a tourist attraction. And down near the market, not kind of down towards the heart of the city, if you continue following the road that pierces through it, you will eventually come to the Great Drunkard, which is one of these walking statues that kind of, before it froze for the centuries that it has remained still, it made it towards the area that is now the market and had a seat on one of the buildings there, beginning to crush it to rubble. And the building that it was on has been rebuilt and added to, so that in the lap of this walking statue, this titanic figure, is a tavern. And it was a place that was just fun and different and kind of a tourist attraction, but kind of worth the money. And it was a place that was popular, given its proximity to the Fields of Triumph, with your family and their and friends of the family. And that tavern is called Gralkin's Tankard.
Now, did you look that name up?
That is a place, yeah.
Cool. I was going to say, if you didn't have a name, I know what to call it. The Lap of Luxury.
Holy moly, that thing is huge.
Well, it was meant to be a sentinel to guard this entire city, so it would have had to be. Hasn't moved
Who
in a
was
couple of years,
fighting
though,
that thing?
Say what?
Who fought that thing? Like, it just sounds like a poor decision.
No, you should have seen the other guy.
Yeah, fair enough.
Giant elementals, things like that.
It has been ages, and these things have been in more than one scrap, but before the establishment, well, you know what? This is another good excuse for a history check, Emmanuel.
Do it. I'm going to remember these things at some point. So I got a 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Dragons. Once upon a time. Now, there was a guy, his name kind of escapes you right now, but he was a really big guy. He was one of the first and most noteworthy rulers of Waterdeep when it became such an institution. And he knew some magic, and he made it so that dragons can't come in to the city anymore. But before that, these things punched them when they came around.
Right, like a big old fly swatter.
Yeah.
I relate this to Zentris.
Okay, so because of that, do the dragons just not attack at all anymore, or is it just more of like, oh no, the dragons are coming, the shield's stopping it, okay, next?
Emmanuel's understanding of the situation is, by magical means, they cannot enter the walls. They can't fly over the walls, they cannot affect the city.
I'm just going to say I
and that is as
relay all that.
much as the clarity of the situation is known to you.
Magic. Got it.
So, you guys make your way up the spiraling stairs, going around the Great Drunkard's leg, walk across his thigh, and into the lap of luxury, as Levi put it, into Gralkin's tankard. And the place is well lit. There is an incredible songstress up on a small stage, entertaining 2 stories of guests with a open second floor where you can look down on the stage and enjoy the show. It has equal parts an air of refinement, but coziness at the same time. There are very small tables and many alcoves where very small groups could insinuate themselves and have a private conversation without any real accommodation for large groups or boisterousness.
I like this place. This is my kind of place.
We enter, I assume.
Mm-hmm. You choose a spot for yourself, first floor or second, booth or table. Either way, there is a lamp on the table offering some light. In short order, one of the attendants comes over to see what you would like to order. And what kind of things do you guys enjoy? Now, when you have money in your pockets and nothing but time, what do y'all eat and drink?
He's definitely going to order a mead, a nice strong honey mead of some kind. And he'll go for a vegetable shepherd's pie. He knows that they've got it here.
That's a thing that can be provided.
Zentris will be like, I'll get what that guy's having.
All right.
It's a very good one.
This is 2 Longhorn specials coming up. And she trundles off.
That name's coming up a lot recently. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
In short order, the drinks arrive. It's going to be a little bit longer on the pies.
Do you think so? I've just been thinking more about last names. So do you just pick your last name? So could I be a Longhorn?
Yes and no. I mean, you could if you wanted to. I wouldn't be mad if you were a Longhorn. Most people, there's really two ways a last name comes about. One is you've inherited it from someone else, like your ancestors, one or the other. But if you go back far enough into the lineage of the world, most people get their last name based off of a profession, something they did. Like if someone was a blacksmith, their last name might become Smith, and that was a way to identify that the Smiths were the family.
Oh.
And so they could have kids later on that weren't blacksmiths, and that's just the last name they've got. Maybe they were I don't know. It could be a lineage thing about different jobs, a different person. Some
Zentris Monk doesn't sound very good.
Juice Monk. I don't know. Kind of like that's a good ring to it. I can see that.
Adrian Monk, though,
Yeah.
I love that show. This is, Zentris Monk. That sounds like a really good musical show to go see. Can you sing?
No. I'm lucky I'm speaking to you right now.
Fair enough. I get it. Yeah, people are a bit extenuating.
Much more of an animal person. So
Right, I understand that. Very much so. Oh, and for example, our waitress, she's a particularly good person to tip a little bit to. You say if you spent 10 coins on her, you would want to give 1 or 2 extra as a kind of gift to say, hey, this is also for you. Maybe 3 or 4 if you really like the service.
Okay, so I don't tip what I pay.
Yeah, you don't tip what you pay. That's a bit much. Unless you're really trying to get their attention in some kind of strange way. It's some people would consider that potentially flirting. If you paid the tip to the same amount as the bill, someone would try to think you're trying to pick them up romantically, potentially.
That's another topic we'll have to get on to another day, because that I don't know.
Right. I just thought I would throw that one in there for free in case you did it and then wondered why the girl might be following you back home. It could happen.
As you guys are having the conversation, the vegetable shepherd's pies, piping hot, are slid underneath your noses, awaiting your devouring.
Oh, good lord, I'm so hungry.
Oh, this is quite heaven.
You guys dig in. It's everything you remember, Emmanuel, and it's as good as was advertised, Zentris. You guys eat your fill. The serenade that is happening down below you continues for the next half hour before the songstress there is obliged to take a break. You guys kind of discuss amongst yourselves and ask your waitress's opinion and agree upon a nearby place of lodging for the evening whenever you decide to retire.
So, while we've got the time, I've always kind of wanted to see how many shots it'd take for me to get drunk. And we don't have any plans tomorrow.
If I were you, now, honey me, very good. Get someone like me, pretty drunk, pretty fast.
Yeah.
You're a bit different. I think you need something a bit stronger. And I kind of gently wave towards our waitress.
She attends. Gentlemen?
Madam, and it's not for me, my friend here has probably one of the highest constitutions you're going to encounter. He would like to know what you have as your strongest alcoholic content here.
She kind of plants one arm on the table and kind of rolls her eyes back, thinking. She says, "What, are you looking for something to sip? Or are we just going for effect here?"
The effect
I've
without
never
ruining
been
everyone's
drunk.
day.
Oh, well, it'll make your night and ruin your morning.
Me, maybe, but if you can't tell by our special friend here is otherworldly, let's say.
Says, well, it's like, we of course have dwarven ale if you're looking for something to drink for a while. some of that is going to be up there, certainly. If you're looking for something a little bit harder, we have some spirits from the Moonshay Isles. Now, they're a little pricey. She makes like a little bit of a grimace, like, but you won't need a third.
Take 2, please.
I say, I'll buy the first round. I think that's fair. You don't know what you're doing, so I'll take the lead here. And I slide down, an extra tip for her there.
Okay. Well, you don't have coinage on you anymore, do you?
Oh, right. It's physically banknotes.
So I'll look at when you go for it and be like, I got this one.
Okay.
Right. How does that work? Do I literally like write a checkbook or something?
You don't know. You've never done this before.
Fair enough. We'll find out when we get there.
So she departs, and she comes back a few minutes later, and she has this little vial with a glass cork in it, about the size of like a small sake carafe. And she has these very wide, very shallow dishes, and she sets this little device between them, takes out the glass cork, and pours it onto this little device, and it seems to kind of almost crazy straw swirl the liquid and divide it evenly as it pours into the 2 dishes. And as they touch these saucers almost, that seem to be the inside coated in silver, the liquid starts to illuminate slightly. It's not just like the rippling, but it seems to be giving off a little bit of its own light.
Ooh, my favorite.
This is 2 moon trips. She gently pushes them towards the 2 of you. Says, you'll have to let me know. I've never tried it.
All right, then. 3, then.
Just,
oh,
that's very generous of you, but I am working.
Take it in your off hours.
Says, well, if you're buying, I'll let the barkeep know.
There you go.
She flashes like a genuine, like, not customer service smile of, yeah, I'm trying top shelf tonight. And kind of bustles away to go ahead and take care of that.
Turn to Emmanuel. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm excited.
Right. Now be careful. You might need to chase it with like water or juice or something afterwards, depending on how strong it is. Now, I've never had one of these either, so we'll see. And this is called a cheers. And I clink out my glass to him. Tink.
Tink.
And then we shoot it.
Okay. It is... At first you taste nothing. And then it becomes sweet. Almost like kind of an acai berry sweetness to it. And that sweetness begins to like have a tingle inside of your mouth, like you've just eaten something minty. Like that kind of sensation without the flavor.
Ooh.
And while that is going on, a warmth begins inside of your chest, inside of your stomach, that kind of extends down through the shoulders and into your fingertips, and this little airy feeling in your nose. And as all of that starts to cool down, except for the warmth, the colors in the room seem to grow beyond the bounds that they should be confined to. A blue cape that is across like 2 tables away from you seems larger and brighter than it was. The lights in the room seem to expand and shift between different hues of the colors that they are. The dancing flame in the lamp that sits in between you takes on new and exciting forms that fire probably shouldn't be. And you just feel good.
As I clear myself and go, that was really smooth. I'm kind of like taking in all the colors and lights and whatever else.
And to be fair, at this time, you're not feeling drunk, but you feel like a additional awareness has been temporarily opened up for you.
Oh, mind altering, huh?
So is it like euphoric or?
It's sort of up to you how you respond to that. That could be unsettling to some, I imagine, or it could be a wonderful feeling.
So very much, I feel like Zentris would be like, this is fun, and so he'll be like, Emmanuel, what does this do? And I'll slowly start glowing brighter, like my skin starts glowing, and be like, what color am I?
Like, I'm looking at him. And it also occurs to me of where we are. This is actually kind of a normal thing in this city. And what color does he look like? You tell me, Rob.
So, Sam, you define the color, and I'll describe the rest.
Well, normally I glow just like bright, like white, like sunlight.
Yeah. So he's glowing white for sure, but oddly, it's not this like soft glow coming off of him anymore. You almost see it like coming off him in tendrils, like you're watching the sun close up with these little arcs bounding off of him. It's almost as if you're watching his light come off of him in slow motion.
Right. And I say to him, says, well, now I'm really curious to know what that looks like sober. Because that is, well, otherworldly.
You see some people at the adjoining tables are kind of looking over at the shiny boy and pointing and smiling to one another.
I'll like slowly dim myself back to normal and just be like, is this what drunk feels like? Or I don't know if this is normal.
Do we feel drunk? Is that the effect we're physically having here besides everything else?
Here within a couple of minutes of the drink, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, then I'll tell him, well, this is different, but this is not what drunk feels like. I would wait just a bit, because I don't know what this is going to do. Let's just give it a little bit of time.
Okay. Strap in. Got it.
It's a good general rule. When trying to get drunk, you don't want to go too fast, because the drinks catch up suddenly if you're not paying attention. So you want to pace yourself. Otherwise...
Oh, so you don't just become drunk? It's not like a light switch?
Right. It's think of it as when you're hungry. You could eat a little bit of food and it could sate you, or you could eat a lot. Problem is, it is all still going to you at the same rate. If you do a lot all at once, you're very full. If you do a little bit at once, you're only a little bit full. Right?
So right now we're very full.
As you guys are having this conversation, you kind of notice suddenly, there's someone here. And you look over, and there is a half-elf standing next to the table. Male, kind of shining brown hair that's kind of flirting between brown and blonde, tied back into a ponytail that braids after where it's clipped. And slightly open shirt, but very well put together attire, greens and whites. Says, "Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?"
He's the manager. It's like, how's everyone's food tonight? It's good. It's good.
Wonderful, sir. This is wonderful.
I'm delighted to hear it. Stefania tells me that you've been enjoying the moon drip from the Moonshay Isles. How is it to your liking?
So very smooth and ethereal. That is a good word. Ethereal.
A fine choice of words for a very fine spirit. We rarely have call for that particular liquor here. In fact, we had to dust the bottle just because of your interest.
So, you're the manager, I'm assuming?
I am the inheritor of the establishment. I am Gralkin the Third.
Oh. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Knowledge check. Would I have known the second or first?
Now that you're thinking about it, this is a familiar looking figure now that you can kind of start focusing in on where the colors belong. Not someone that you've had personal dealings with, but someone who's checked on your table before.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say my inhibitions are a little bit looser, so I'm not being as careful. I'm going to look at him like, I think I remember you.
It's like, well, if you have frequented our establishment before, I do hope we've had the pleasure.
Absolutely. It's always been grand place. Am I getting closer to drunker at this point?
It's like,
so you're a guy.
I simply wish to inquire if there was anything else I could do for you. If you wished me to bring a bit more of the bottle over for you.
None for me, but we'll check on him. How are you doing there, Z?
How am I doing, Rob? Am I?
Yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, you're at that slight tingling sensation in my fingers. I think it's affecting me.
I would look at it. Well, hang on. I'll look at it and how much were they?
This is for what you have ordered already?
Yes, the drinks.
This is each serving of such an exclusive spirit is 3 gold.
Oh, I'll take another, please.
Absolutely, sir. For you both?
Emmanuel? Yeah, I can't drink alone.
No, I'll drink with you, but I'm not having another one of those. I want to be able to walk tomorrow.
So then what for you, sir?
I'll take another mead. That's a good one. This was fantastic.
We may do. And if I may inquire, Stefania claimed that a portion was to be set aside for her as well?
Oh, yes.
And very good. I'll have that sent over right away. Thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Yes. Tell her she's doing a fantastic job.
I will pass that along.
Tell yourself you were doing a fantastic job, and this is a beautiful place.
I am so delighted it suits you, sir.
I'm playing drum. I'm like, yeah, well, his. Mm-hmm.
Yep. More drink is brought of your differing varieties. A Constitution saving throw for me, Zentris.
Uh-oh. Well, okay. I didn't do too bad. 17?
17, okay. Enjoying another serving of the moon drip, you are having a grand time, and your body is a temple, and you are master of your body, you are master of your mind. The training is serving you well, but it tastes good, and you're sitting there with your buddy, and he's knocking back a drink. You guys just come off of a big adventure, and it's nice, having money and throwing it around a little bit. Your hunger is sated. You're having fun drinking. The songstress is returning to the stage. Do you guys just kind of kill the evening here, or do you have other things you want to get up to?
I did want to say, do I recognize the singer at all?
Make a check for me. History doesn't really feel appropriate. Just make an advantaged intelligence check. I'll give you advantage for having been around.
All right, that was 11 plus. Of course, my intelligence is 0, so never
mind. She must be new, but she's very talented. You wouldn't be surprised if she's probably a name on the scene these days, right?
Gotcha. All right, I just kind of mentally, I don't make a scene out of that. I'll just kind of like, oh, I don't know her. Interesting. I did want to take an opportunity to have a mild drunk conversation with Zentris while we're here, because there's something I did want to share with him about himself that I think he wants to know.
Okay, go right ahead.
So I said to him, Z, you're a good fellow, Again, I'm very drunk at this point, and I'm sipping my mead. I probably should slow down. I says, I've gathered, I read about where you come from and all that, right? Am I right?
I honestly don't know.
Well, I know a few things about you that I don't think you know. I would be very happy to tell you.
I don't know how to feel about that, honestly.
It's good. It's all good. It's all good. No need to panic.
So, you know what I am then?
Yes. You're not the first Aasimar I've ever come across. Did you know that's what you're called?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I knew I was an Aasimar.
Okay, good. I thought that was a surprise for you.
No.
Okay. Well, let me tell you this, what I know. The last one I met, the Aasimar come to an existence with a purpose. The rest of us, we're all random. Everything we do is an accident. For you, something in the universe caused a reason for you to do what you're doing. Now, I don't know what it is, and you haven't figured it out yet, but there is actually proof of a grand design because you all exist. It's one of the reasons so many people are so faithful to their gods.
Well, can I speak some honesty on that then?
I think this is a good place for it.
What if you don't know if you're meant for great good or great evil?
I mean, that's a fair question. It's really no different than the rest of us. We don't know if we're meant for great good or great evil, but I can tell you this. It's about what you choose to do with it. At the end of the day, you might have been made for a purpose, for whatever it was. You still get to drive the cart, so to speak, as it were. I'm mixing metaphors. Good Lord, this is strong stuff.
Yeah, this
Feeling,
is...
by the way, how many fingers am I holding up?
You keep putting multiple, but I'm going to say 2.
I think you're all right then.
Okay. I'm good enough to drive the cart back to the hotel.
I'll let you we'll put it on Cowpilot, you know.
Oh, I thought of something, by the way. This may be just a drunk thought, but do you want to pay Delrath to just watch out for Mia when she comes in and just tells her to... No? Okay. I just didn't...
No. He'll try to shake her down, and honestly, she's innocent enough to fall for it. Bless her.
Gosh, I don't know. She's strong. She scares me a little bit.
No.
But
to be honest, the less we have to do with that rapscallion, the better. There is a place where he could be useful, but you want to keep him on a very short leash. That man is very dishonest. And if he can shake a coin out of someone, he will.
But a man that you can pay over with coin can sometimes be useful.
This is true. But not for that. Here's a place, though.
Fair enough.
And with that, I propose that we go and find something more fun to do, because this has been great. It's a great warm-up.
All right. Stefania comes back to you in a moment or two and informs you that the kitchen is closing for the night, but the bar will remain open. But you say that you guys are ready for the bill, basically, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. For the moon drip for yourselves, the additional round that was bought, that's 9 gold for you, plus the round bought for Stefania. Then the mead and the pies, you guys are up to 13 gold pre-tip.
I got this one, sir. This is all on me. So, I'll take that out.
I insist that I cover the next one.
Sounds like a plan.
That's only fair.
Alrighty. And 13 gold is gone, sir.
Okay. Are you paying out of your change or with the note?
Change.
Okay. Do you leave anything for her?
Yes, I will leave.
Because Emannuel has already told you need to tip her well. And he's sitting across the table from you, watching you.
Yes, now I'm judging.
Like everyone's favorite dinner partner who used to be in the service industry.
I'm going to I'll tip what I've got left in my change because since I'll be pretty drunk, I'll just be like, here, take what's left. So I'll give 2 gold, 3 silver, and 96 copper.
Okay, so you're just emptying the tank?
Yeah, everything except for the gold, pretty much.
Okay.
I'll look at Emannuel and be like, is this a good tip?
It's a bit generous, but honestly, you know what? She was very good, and you do reserve it for when they're very good, and she was top notch.
Okay.
She comes along and takes the money, and she seems very impressed by that. And as you guys are leaving, she like follows you to the door and thanks you and hopes that you'll come again. And she lets you know she's working tomorrow night. Because you already dropped 3 gold on buying her a drink she never buys for herself, and then gave her money on top of it. So she's very happy.
I'll look at her and be like, I just hope you have a good night. You were great, and it's bedtime.
She makes sure that you have, you know, like, you guys are good, you know where you're going, and she's like, do I need to, you know, ask a member of the watch to help you get where you're going? Any of that mess?
No. I will ask her for a good suggestion. I said, what would you do? What's fun for you after this? What do we gotta go see?
It's like, well, do you mind a walk?
No, it's fine.
Says, well, you might catch a coach, but if you're really looking to have a good time, there's a place down in the southern ward that I like to go to now and again as a sort of treat myself kind of thing. She says, there's this place called the Jade Dancer. It's down by the dancing court, and they have this statue made out of stone that dances like right there in the bar around the tables.
Is it like a golem or something?
Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful. It's not like ham-fisted and clunky or anything. It's delicate. It's eloquent. It's beautiful. But if there's ever any trouble there, the last time I was there, it did bounce too.
Security and a show.
It's pretty impressive.
I'd like to go see that. Yeah.
That's
better than my eyelids. Let's go.
Right. I think we could do at least one more thing, maybe 2. Who knows?
Yeah, let's
Right,
see.
well,
The night is still young. How drunk am I at this point, Rob?
Do your constitution again.
It's gonna get funny.
Oh no, come back. Oh my gosh. Okay, with my constitution, that is 12.
At 12, you're enjoying yourself. You are easily distracted. It is a little difficult to string thoughts together.
I'm having a good time and I can't string a thought together. Let's go.
For giggles, let's see how drunk I am.
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh, that is a 9 plus whatever my con is, which I always forget, is... What the fuck is my con? That, +1, so I got a 10.
Okay. Definitely same boat.
So I judged it right about how much I should drink.
Yeah.
If I had took the second one, I think it'd be over the whole...
So
do we
given your state, I will ask, are you asking someone to get you there, or are you hoping to find your way there, like you are right now?
I think he's dumb enough and drunk enough to say, I can do it.
If you can do it, I don't... Sure. Let's go.
All right, I know the way. So, like, it's like I said, he's drunk. He's got some loose lips right now.
So we are overdue for a break. So I'm gonna condense this down. I would like which of you has the lower wisdom?
Probably me, I guess. Wisdom's at 1. I mean,
What,
total
wisdom?
13, but plus 1.
What did you say, Sam?
I got 16 plus 3.
Okay. So, Emmanuel, would you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please? With disadvantage because you're drunk.
Well, that was an 8. Plus 1, so 9. And that was 1.
Okay. So, you go on a walk. And as you walk, you're enjoying yourselves, you're enjoying one another, you're enjoying this marvelous city. And as you're walking around, as the night has descended, you see these motes of light. Zentris, they look wonderful to you right now after that second moon drip. Just flying over your heads, just in the sky going east, like low, large shooting stars traveling slowly, drifting eastward. And you guys have seen these before. These are drift globes, these magical items that go and almost haunt the city of the dead at night, bobbing and lighting up that park in an eerie but beautiful and definitely mysterious way. And you guys watch those, and you're passing by these other taverns, and you hear some commotion, or you hear a song that you know, and let's just have one in here, and have one in there. Then you come out and start making your way through the streets, and honestly, it gets a little bit blurry after that. Zentris, what were you asking?
I was gonna say, could I do a perception check to see if, like, I'm paying attention to where we're going, like, basically the trek back?
The trek back.
Yeah, like, basically, I'm, like, backtracking in my head of, like, okay, we went here and then here, or am I just too drunk? I can't, like...
Well, you haven't made it to the Jade Dancer yet. That's the destination, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So you're not trying to retrace your steps just yet. Zentris, it's a legendary night. It's a shame you don't remember all of it.
Porque.
Both of you guys just roll the d20 for me, and we're gonna do a little bit of a Skyrim shuffle here.
All right, am I adding anything to this, or is it just straight number?
Just let me know the number.
13.
13, not bad. 15?
15. Yep.
Okay. So, you guys both wake up. Zentris, you're the first one to know your surroundings. You were in a small room, and you were on a cot. And across the room, Emmanuel is here, and Emmanuel is on another cot. You kind of take stock of yourself, you start to lift your head up, and then, head feels heavy. That's new. Hurts a little bit. And for some reason, you're not sure why, but you must have twisted your ankle at some point, because as soon as you put weight on that thing, it really hurts.
Okay.
Not entirely sure why. You look down at it, and it's swollen and red. And you look across the way at Emmanuel, and he's still in his outfit. He's still in his armor from last night. He just fell asleep in it on this cot. And you look at him, and he's wearing this purple neckerchief with these little white flowers, like, pattern all over it. And even from over here on the other side of the room, he smells like strawberries. And you don't remember why.
I'm gonna guess we met the dancers.
Manny, hey.
I'm gonna roll this with you here. Do that again.
Manny.
What
the fuck happened?
I think you got drunk. And me, I was there as well, but I think you got drunk for the first time in your life.
Boy, you sweeter than a strawberry patch.
I'm sure she's a lovely young lady that this was attached to at some point. But am I hung or am I drunk at this point? Where are we at?
Let's say Zentris is probably still a little drunk. Emannuel is coming off of it. You're getting into the hangover.
Right. So I say that again. It's like, I think there's a lovely young woman attached to this beautiful piece of cloth.
Well, do you have to find her, or like, is this an adventure?
Technically, yes. This does happen with the drinking. Sometimes if you do it too much, there are consequences. The not remembering things can be a part of it. That just means we've got to watch out a little bit there. But I do remember something about dances. I hope it was good.
My ankle really hurts, and I'm slightly worried about it.
Can I do a knowledge check to see if I get a flashback about his ankle?
Yep.
Let's see. That is a 14 plus... insight, +1, so 15.
Okay. You seem to recall, now that he's mentioning it, the idea just out of the corner of your eye while you were distracted by something else, Zentris trying to jump between table and table at a bar that y'all made, and he kept having him push the tables farther and farther apart, and he was doing great. And then you just remember hearing a crash and cheering and laughter and a lot of, I'm okay! I'm okay! Back him up again!
See, and at that point, then the tables were too far, and you ran out of the ability to make the jump, and you fell on it a bit. I think that's what happened. Yep, pretty sure that's it.
Why do I just feel like I'm disappointed with myself?
That is a bit of the experience as well, so, you're on top of it.
Okay. It's normal. Okay.
That's pretty standard. Sometimes it's more epic, sometimes it's more disappointment, but still, you know what? It was a good jump. I'm sure at some point your memory will kick in.
Well, I had a good time, as long as you did.
That was quite fun. What time is it? Is it like still late at night, or is it early in the day?
Judging by the light in the room, you suspect it's daytime. You look up and there is a window in your room. No curtains, quite garish, just kind of plugged into the wall, and there's a few metal bars over it.
Wait. Are we in jail?
You know what? I don't think this is our room.
Can I roll for a perception check to try to realize where we actually are?
You start taking stock of everything, and you realize, none of my stuff is here. There's two identical cots kind of built onto the wall. There's a bucket in the corner. There's bars on the window. That door looks pretty thick. There's no decorations in here. This might be a pokey.
Hey, I paid for a bath.
Z, I don't think there's a bath that comes to this place.
What?
A bath and hotel? Grand thing. Bath in the drunk tank. Well, we'll
The
cross
drunk
that bridge.
tank. Is this how we got more drunk?
No, sorry. And real quick, Rob, are we in the drunk tank? Do I need to roll for that?
You don't need to roll for that. You've never been in one of these places, but it might stand to reason. You're alone in here, though. But as you guys are having this conversation after Zentris has shouted, you hear a voice from beyond the door as a little sliding hole about Zentris' eye level opens up. It says, "Oh, good! You're finally awake. Good morning, sunshines! Have an evening of it, did we?"
Please, with the shouting.
Morning, sir. Why are we here?
Yes. Not much for remembering. Sorry. Not much for remembering, are we? Well,
Very much.
yesterday evening you enjoyed yourself to the fullest and failed to pay your bar tab.
That doesn't sound right. I've got money and I would happily pay a tab. What happened?
Right, that's what you kept insisting last night, trying to hand off some funny pieces of paper to the people at the Jade Dancer.
Oh. Right,
But
then.
I still had coin.
Not when we found you, you didn't.
I'll start sobering up at that moment and be like, wait a minute, so... I'll sigh out loud, be like, alright. Do you trade money in for promissory notes here?
Promissory notes, like IOUs?
No. I think he means the bank currency you've got with the checks that you sign and whatnot. We'd very much like to clean up our tab. We're not the kind to run off without covering the need of something.
I'm sorry, lad, I have no idea what you're talking about. What are these notes?
Oh dear. Did we get hoodwinked by the gentleman before the currency exchange?
So I've got no money on me, and how much do I owe?
Says, I don't know off the top of my head. We'll have to go back and check the books at the front there. All I know is that you're not supposed to leave this room until your account's been settled.
Well, we'd love to do that. So, do I still have any of the banknotes on me at all?
Other than your outfit, let's see, you've kept that in some sort of an interior? Sure. Yeah, you have them on you.
So, excuse me, sir, can you explain to me what this is then?
Afraid not. In fact, we were hoping that you could do a little bit better job of explaining what they were to us. You seemed right insistent about them last night. Wagger them in my face.
That's great news. Wonderful. So we were at the currency exchange, and they let us know that this was a new security feature they were doing to keep people from getting stolen from. And I went and converted the entire stock of my funds into it.
Did you now?
Yeah, so you're telling me this is not a real thing?
That is not a real thing, I'm afraid.
We were actually at the currency exchange, though, right?
You were at a currency exchange.
Ah, so the entire scam was all involved together. Great.
Do you know Dalrath?
Sorry?
Do you know Dalrath Studson?
Can't say that I do.
Didn't think you did. Alright.
Is he going to be coming to collect you then?
Nope, he's going to be the one who collected from us. So...
Ah. Well, you know what? Even last night, I got the sense that you, not the sort that would normally be, visiting us in a place like this, so... I'll go see what's going on up front. See what we have to settle, and be back in a few to, see what we can do. In the meantime, is there anyone in the city that you'd like us to reach out to? Any friends, family, anyone who might be able to post bail for you?
No.
Yes.
Oh, right then. If you wouldn't mind passing along the details to me, maybe we can have you out of here by lunch.
Well, okay, how about this? You have a few of my items that are worth more than I'm assuming the bar tab is worth. Is it possible to hold that as collateral for us to go try to obtain the money that we did have as you keeping them until we return the money?
I can't let you out of here until things are settled, but we could try and pawn something off on your behalf.
I have a magical sword.
Oh, well, that would fetch a right price. I'd hate to see the bar tab that couldn't cover.
Well, that's what I was kind of hoping here.
If it's not too much of a bother, and I hate to be a pill about anything at this point, but considering the situation we're in, where you could prove that you're the legitimate local authorities, just a little bit of identification, just because, well, we've been rused once. I'd like to not be rused twice.
Just, well, approach the hole, son. He backs away, and you come up to the front, and, I mean, hard to say for sure, but you see the fellow in the City Watch attire. You see a posted copy of the Code Legal on the opposite wall, and you see several other doors in this building up and down the hallway, very much like your own. And he flashes a shield on his chest about the size of a pear that has the Waterdeepian emblem on it. You know this. I mean, not that it's not duplicatable, but every legitimate officer of the City Watch has one of those.
So it's not duplicatable, not a...
No, I'm sorry. What I'm saying is, it's not as though it's not duplicatable, but they have, the legitimate ones are imbued with certain magical properties that everybody is supposed to know about. Nothing that he could flash in front of you, though.
Let's see, just to repeat one of the codes there, to be constantly certain, as it has been known, is the impersonation of a legal subordinate of any kind is punishable by the law. So that is to say, if you are lying, you are not the actual legitimate, law. And that is something that the actual law would come for you for, right?
Oh, absolutely. One of the highest offenses.
What about someone pretending to be a currency exchange? That is a governmental position as well.
Says, well, that's someone that we'd very much love to find.
Oh, I'd love to introduce you.
Oh, I've got a long bottom that we can kick.
So does that name ring a bell to you, Longbottom?
Afraid not for me.
It's probably a nom de guerre. Well then, let's put it this way. I guess we're gonna rip off the band-aid for this one here. This is if you could make a call to a certain Ferdinand Longhorn, would be most appreciative.
You show you're sobered up, son.
Plenty so.
Hate to bother the man if this is some kind of a joke.
Oh, trust me, no one's going to be laughing when he shows up.
I very much should think not. And who should I say is calling for him?
His son.
Really now? Well, that would explain the height. And the, shiner that you gave Paul last night when he tried to put you in there.
Ooh. Sorry about that. Also don't remember it.
I shouldn't imagine you would. Well then, if, there's any truth to any of that, we should have you out of here sharpish. Just, make yourselves comfortable. Breakfast such as it is will be coming by in a bit, and, maybe, you won't have to take lunch. And he will, invite you to step away from the door, close his little sliding panel, and you hear him walking away.
So you're getting your dad to come pick us up?
Yeah, well, if you're going to go up the totem pole, it's about as good as it's going to get.
Oh, is your dad someone important?
One could say that. And it's quite hilarious that you're from a place where you wouldn't know about him.
Yeah, I don't know much, so.
That's all right. It'll be much easier to get through it then. I will forewarn you, we look nothing alike.
I mean, does he have brown hair?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, I'm excited to meet your dad. He's just as nice as you. I'm excited.
Please barrel of laughs, really.
Hey, as long as he doesn't come in here, like, acting all crazy, I'm excited.
Well, he might be a bit crazy. Not at us.
Oh,
Maybe a bit at me. We'll see what happens, though.
Well, breakfast does come. It is hot porridge. Not bad, all things considered. Much definite step up from gruel. Several fruit slices, hard fruits, pears, apples.
Better than I got in the monastery.
And there is a small loaf of bread, about the size of a softball. Not fresh baked, but not old either. Decent meal of it. The watchman comes by and gives you an update that word has been passed along, and you know, it should be a matter of time before some manner of answer is returned. You guys get a few hours in solitude here with yourselves. You ask a few questions. All of your belongings that you had left on you at the end of your escapade last night have been collected and are ready for you upon your release. Apparently, as you ask about it, the remaining coinage, Zentris, that you might have had was apparently spent along the way on the crawl towards the dancer.
None days. So all 100 are gone?
Oh, all 100?
Oh, no. Sorry. Oh, yeah, because I only had 50 left. Never mind. You're good. So, yeah, it was 50.
Yeah, apparently you were buying rounds as you went. Just having a grand old time.
I better have some friends while I'm walking around town, at least.
You very well might.
He goes down the street, people go, Zee!
Jump! Do a jump!
Do it again!
Well, there you go. I am the broke.
And I'm going to ask this question of Levi the player. We're coming up on the 9:30 mark. Katya is not with us right now. Do you want us to hold off on anything further until we are a full group? Or do you want to keep going this evening?
Thing is, I want to definitely keep playing, but like I felt kind of shoehorned there. I'm not trusting anybody at this point because I got good last time. Maybe they're the cops, right?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I would only at this point. I'm only willing to trust family, and like I don't want to do that. See, this could also be a funnier thing of her not knowing, like she misses it, and like he's like, yeah, he's so and so, like she get it, but he won't. So I don't mind at this point. I definitely think it would be funnier, but like I think we're kind of stuck in a corner here. So like if I knew it was genuinely cops, we might could come to something here, but I don't know that at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, they have going on,
I'll make the call then. Well, let's do. Oh no, that shouldn't have fallen over. Well, let's see. We didn't even take our break. We've done about the normal amount of playing for a session tonight. We just didn't. We never got to a stopping point that I wanted to stop at. Let's go ahead and call it for this evening. Let's come back, and when we get the pleasure of meeting Emannuel Longhorn's celebrated parent, then we'll all be able to enjoy it together, and we'll narratively draw Nia into the scene here. I'll go ahead and tell y'all that if she comes around asking about the two of you and people matching your description, there's going to be word on the street about the two of you and your carousing last night that is going to be able to lead her in your direction.
Easy to find.
Those guys are awesome. They bought rounds for everybody at the Jade Dancer. You know those guys? Oh, you must party hard.
The machine?
Little thing. The machine. Little thing like
I only
you.
had 2 drinks.
2 drinks at the first place. Oh boy. All right. Thank you guys for playing. I know this was very different, just having 2 people. This is very different, just letting the 2 of you kind of interact. I like these little character moments where you have the opportunity to talk some things out. And thank you very much for role playing out some things discovered in the last series. We are going to press on. We're going to progress and get to know the inscrutable maiden that is the city of Waterdeep. Discover more of what's going on here, and hopefully get our gold back. That would be a good thing. Do not forget, I will go ahead and say, Thank you very much to Malkara Darkwell and Hannah M. Gibbons, for your following of the channel. Thank you to the Existential Nerd, Eric, for resubscribing to the channel. I didn't shout those out earlier. My apologies for not doing so, but appreciate you guys showing us some support. Thank you to GaryCon15, for showing us some support as well. Loving having a logo down in the bottom of my screen that isn't my own. So thank you guys so much for giving us the opportunity to be a part of the March to GaryCon. If you are in the Seattle area, out near the convention, go see Sam and the lovely Mrs. hanging out at our booths. Which show are you guys at? Is that Emerald City? Emerald City Comic-Con. Man, I know the crew always looks forward to that show. I haven't gone to it, but that's one of the ones that they talk about each year, looking forward to get to go to. Levi, anything coming up for you?
Let's see. Hopefully very soon I'll be having a couple episodes on ConSuite Media with some interviews. I know one of them is Katie Johnson. We have Tea with Ira. I did get to also interview a fantastic actress known as Noelle Hannibal. She's played multiple Star Trek characters.
Ooh.
Been a series of Vulcans, Romulans, and Klingons. So it was quite interesting getting to know her.
Oh, that's cool. Yes, I am several aliens. Perhaps you've heard of me.
All right. She plays really serious characters, but she was really funny to interview. She's a very silly person.
Ain't that the way of things?
Right, isn't it just though?
All right. Well, thank you guys, specifically guys this time, so much for joining me. Thank anyone who is watching for watching. We will flip the raid over to somebody or other here in just a second. Let's see. If anyone is still watching the chat, feel free to make a recommendation, but I will have a quick look myself. Oh, it's an Eric Braun night. Let's go all say hi to Eric, our voice actor friend. Please show him some love whenever you get over to him. He's such a swell dude. I hope we get him over on this channel a little bit more coming up. He was such a great guy to meet. He's still my Facebook profile picture, is me and him having a drink at his favorite bar. In case you don't hear it anywhere else this week, my friends, please remember, we love you guys. Thanks so much. See you next time.